this. One, we decided that 4th of July would be on the 4th of July, the fireworks. But I've since then been asked and approached by several about, do we want to keep the parade time of the morning? And Brenda went back and looked, she's not here tonight, but she went back and looked for me through the papers. And it looks like we've kind of been here and there with it, like 2016 was at 5:30 in the evening. To the best of my knowledge, they are planning on having some bluegrass at the park about 1 o'clock in the day. So I guess the question is, do we want to try to have a parade that morning? Or would we wanna have it later in the evening? And if so, Jed, you think the fire department could make a parade at 5:30 and still do fireworks at dark?
I talked to Eddie,
Did you?
and he said if you had it at 5, they probably should be able to have time to do it, cause they got their annual pool party at 6.
They had a pool party at 6 every
6
year.
or 6:30, I think he said the pool party was prior to the fireworks.
Brenda, who always kind of heads up the parade, she can't do it that day during the day, but, I thought if she can't, you know, Eddie's been there every year, him and the fire department could line it up fine, I think it'd be fine. And Brenda was fine with that too, but, the question just been asked to me repeatedly, I don't know why.
Her pool party 6 to 8, and we discussed if they started at 5, cause 4th of July is just small, it'll take 45 minutes around parade.
Does it matter to you all, council? You wanna make the
Last
same?
year it was kinda early and I liked that. It wasn't
11.
hot.
Was it 11? in the
10 or
day?
11.
It's like 11 o'clock, yeah.
I liked it.
If there's bluegrass in the park at 1, could you do it right before and then go to the parade and then go to bluegrass?
I think that's what we've been doing, I
Okay.
believe. I didn't remember doing the evenings, but Brenda, we had been, some years we did in the evening, some years we did in the morning.
In the evenings, it seemed like you had more of a turnout because the heat.
Yeah.
But during the early part of the day, noon, it's usually the hottest part of the day.
With
But,
that and at noon, you still got businesses
yeah,
open and
you still
stuff,
got businesses open and stuff.
traffic.
Well,
traffic.
this year, since it's gonna be through the week,
Yeah, it's Thursday,
you
so.
know, seems like a lot of times we're able to either move it today or something, have it on Saturday, but you're not gonna be able to this year. So. Doesn't matter to me, I just need to post it real soon, so.
So we're talking at 5 o'clock, and then they give everybody time to, could the music be adjusted?
We don't do music.
Oh,
Sandy, Joe does it, I think that's kind of been a little bit of, she wants it.
oh, okay.
It's not something I'm gonna spring on you, it's really very minor, but I'd like to get it approved. I've been working with, they just sent it to me. Been working with Kentucky Rural Water, and we'll bring this up tomorrow night at the utility board as well, to try to do an apprenticeship at the water plant through the Kentucky Rural Water Association. It's a great program where basically you partner with Kentucky Rural Water and a third partner at Workforce Development. And basically, we take a young individual who's seeking a career here locally in water treatment management rather than college. And they work for us, we pay them, and then the state reimburses us for half their salary. And through this apprenticeship program, they're allowed to get, they're like fast track for licenses, Jim. So they can get to where we need them to be in about 2 years instead of 4 years. And through this. Basically, I talked to her on the phone. It still leaves us in full control as an employer because obviously they work for us. So we're in full control as employer. They do want you to spell out a pay scale for the time they've worked and steps, and I will have to do that based upon our pay scale that you all approved in the ordinance. You know, you couldn't pay this person differently than we do everybody else. So that's simple, but it's just kind of a one-sided agreement really that just says we partner. If we sign it, send it in, and we're to not hire nobody, it's no big deal. We sign it and send it in, hire somebody. They help us with their training, keep them on track, get them through the thing much quicker.
Is
So-
there a commitment time then after they get through the program? Do they stay with us like 2 years, 3 years? Is there a commitment there for
That is not in here.
But you have it for 2 years. Anyway, right?
Motion by Mr. Farley, second by Mr. McClanahan. Any more questions or discussion? And I will run it by the utility board tomorrow night as well. But this time we're hitting before the board. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, second reading of ordinance 2024-01, that's the budget for the city of Louisa. We didn't put double copies back in your packet again, because I know you just had them last week. If anybody needs one, I can get it for you, or I can tell you the numbers again if you need to. Yeah, I'm entertaining a vote if you have no more questions. Is that a motion, Cody?
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion by Mr. Rhodes, second by Mr. Robinson. Any more discussion on the budget of Louisa? It's 2024-02, that's the compensation of city employees, according to KRS 83A070. Any questions concerning that? Not hearing none, I have a motion. Motion by Mr. McClanahan.
Second.
Second by Mr. Robinson. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Budget for the Utilities Division, Water and Sewer, that was already approved by the Water Budget and approved first reading by you all, the Water Board. Any more questions on that? It's about, 3 million something. Any more questions on that? Now, here it is. $3,643,661. Have a motion. Motion by Mr. Rowe, second by Mr. Farley. Any questions or discussion? I'd like to skip to number 8, MOA with Lawrence County Fiscal Court. I meant to have, a picture and a VIN number.
2402.
Oh, I didn't do utilities compensation. Okay,
You didn't
second,
approve the minutes from last meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that too.
second reading of ordinance 2024-04, utility employees compensation. Any questions on that?
Nope.
All right, hearing none, motion by Mr. Robinson, second by Mr. McClanahan. All in favor? Signify by saying aye. You get it. And it's actually my boo-boo. I did on Rita, if you remember, 'cause she wasn't here. And I messed up, and you're gonna find this hilarious. I'm trying to be more, might you say,
Role model.
perfect, with my speech. And, KRS 61810 is the reason to go into executive session. And you're supposed to use that each time. Some people do and some don't. So I was trying to be politically correct here, I guess. And I put 61.180. And ironically, if you look that up, Greg, it's, officers and public intoxication. So, I need to change that KRS 61.180 to 61.810, category B and C. So, with those corrections, Rita, 51 to 8, I have a motion to approve minutes.
I'll make a
Motion
motion.
by Mr. Farley,
Second.
second by Mr. Rowe, all in favor?
Aye.
Surplus equipment, we've got a garage, we got a dump truck, we haven't used in about 3 years, Jeff, it's got that, weird lift system. Scissor lift, you know, truck person. It's been sitting out there, that length of time, the bed won't crazy, I don't know what all it take to fix, it's rusted pretty bad. We haven't used it, and you know why it's rusted.
Yeah, red.
Yeah,
Red.
you know why it's rusted.
Yeah.
He's wanting to try to take it and fix it, and we have a pickup with the transmission out of it. It's got a good motor, the transmission's bad, I got a quote, transmission is outrageous. Got a lot of miles on it, old. What model was that, 20, that old fire engine, the 80, fire truck of the 80s, is old.
Oh, 4?
I maybe. Yeah, and he's wanting to trade for those two trucks, he wants to try to fix them, trade us a hot box to patch asphalt with, and, a leaf collection system that the county owns, which we've actually had borrowed for 2 years. They don't use it, and we've used it for, we may have had it longer than that, actually, John loaned it to me some when he was here, because we use it in town. The big green thing you pull, you probably see it.
Yeah.
And back, you know, you got the streets with, but if you got a big pile of leaves, that thing sucks them up like it's got a motor. So we've used it, he just let us use it. He's wanting to take those old trucks. I'd have to get Bud to draw up something, say we was trading X for Y. But maybe if I can get your thoughts on that, and then I'll get Bud to draw it up and bring it back next month. If anybody's totally against it, just tell me now. I won't fool with it. If anybody's for it, he does help me blacktop when I ask him. Asphalt, you know, I'd say probably dollar for dollar, there ain't dime's worth of difference in it. I am getting two things that work, and he's getting two things that don't. So, in a way, I kinda like it, you know?
I say do it.
Okay, I'll get the make, model, VIN.
Yeah, give me that stuff.
Bud. We'll get an MOU put together and get it approved on paper next month. But I was just gonna say, if anybody's against, go back and try to get them replaced, put white lines down, and increase patrol, and see how it goes, and revisit it. And if you're gonna do it, let's have a plan that says, to qualify for them, you gotta meet something, not just what Harold says.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll get on that tomorrow. I didn't know that one there that you're talking about, Joey, I seen it. Joey had the idea of telling.
Well, my hometown's Russell, Kentucky, and 2 weeks ago, June 1st, we dug up a time capsule that was buried when I was one year old. And it was really cool. It didn't work very well. It got water in it, but I still got a couple of things out of it that was priceless to me. So it's still our bicentennial this year. So I thought it'd be a good time to do it here. And we were talking about forming a committee to try to do it get it buried this year while it's still our, and then we can do it for 50 years. I like 50 because a lot of the people still be alive. Probably not me.
We won't.
I might, you won't. But, you know, the kids will still remember burying it, and then they were older.
And put
Start
Joey
coming up
in
with a
charge
plan.
of it. You come back with us, if we got time to do it that way, you come
Sure.
back with us next month with some people that might wanna be on it. Is the
I
council,
I made a
members
motion.
wanna be on it?
Something like that, something on September Fest too.
Yeah.
We can,
Yeah.
if we wanna do it there.
Alright, have a motion by Mr. Robinson, second by Mr. Farley, all in favor?
I don't really have too much to talk about other than, we're having our 5Co Water Management Council.
First of all, let me introduce you. This is
Yes.
Jasper Ball from 5Co Area Development District. He's not been there that long, a year maybe, right?
Yeah, we finally officially crossed a year.
Yeah. And he's kinda taken on some of the, water council management duties and overseeing some of the water projects. Although I think Bryson is appointed to us. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
I'm kinda just here to be an advisor to the extent that you guys might need a connection with somebody in the state, any number of issues. We're just kind of generalists, good sources of information. We
You're
generally
our
know.
contact, you're our contact with WRIS and AI.
Yes.
Yes.
Like I know all the folks up there, if you have some kind of issue, not just water, I know a little bit about FEMA, a little about rural development, things of that nature. Any kind of program, if I don't know about it, I can use my time to research it and give you an answer on something.
Yeah.
If you need any kind of mapping, we also had drone services, things of that nature, help you with project development. We also improvements or projects, things of that nature. But I'm just here to try to be helpful and talk about ideas, maybe ask some questions to get y'all thinking about what you could be doing to improve things. If y'all have any questions for me, by all means.
All right, while we were in executive session, updated city council on a potential possible litigation of as instructions. We discussed the potential property acquisition, no final action was taken, and we discussed a personnel issue that may lead to the appointment of a city official. And with that, I would like to appoint, she couldn't be with us tonight because she was working on the road and she called me from Hazard and said, I'm not gonna get back in time. I'd like to appoint Bridget James as the next city clerk for the city of Louisa.